Hello everyone, my name is MJ Vilches, and yeah, right now I'm gonna be doing this thing that I said that I was gonna do before the month ends, and it's to make an updated version of the import Half-Life 2 models in Blender. So yeah, a little disclaimer before starting all this. I'm not really that an expert on importing or exporting, models from games. The only reason that I'm doing this, importing models, is so I can put them on any videos that I want, like on a short film or a VFX video or a very amateur video. Yeah, that's the only reason that I've done this before. It's to create a VFX video with the models. So yeah, that's the only reason why we're gonna be importing models right now. I'm not gonna be tackling the exporting part because I don't really need it. So yeah, that's just a little disclaimer that I wanna put that I just wanna say before starting this. So yeah, the things that you need before starting the import process is to download some stuff. Of course, you'd need Blender for this, which you can download from blender.org. And then you'll also need a Blender Source Tools add-on for Blender. There's an installation instruction right here. Just follow this. It's pretty easy to install add-ons in Blender. Yeah, just download this, follow the instruction, and then install the add-on on Blender. And also you'll need Crowbar to unpack files from the Half-Life 2 and Left 4 Dead 2 game directories. There's also instructions on how to do that here, how to download it. You actually only have to download a zip file from GitHub for Crowbar, and make sure to download the latest version so that you'll have all the stuff like the unpacking and also for it to work properly. Because the reason I'm from the older version of this tutorial, I used GCFscape to unpack files. But right now, you don't really need to use GCFscape anymore because Crowbar already has an unpack feature that I think was recently added. I think a developer mentioned it on a comment on the older version of this tutorial. He said that you can unpack files now with Crowbar. Yeah, you just follow the instructions here to download Crowbar. You don't really need to install it. Just download the zip file and then unpack it wherever you want. And the last thing that you want is VTF edit, and you just have to go to the links. The links will be in the description of the video, by the way. This will be published later as not a live video. But yeah, the last software that you'll need is the VTF edit, which you'll find on this site, Nemesis. It's something that made by Nemesis. The site comes out as this for me. I don't know if it comes out for everyone, but this happens for me. But in order to find the files, you just have to click here and then find VTF edit, and you have the choice to download the zip file or the exe file. I chose to download the zip file of the latest version, which should be 132. So yeah, that's what I did. So yeah, just the links will be in the description for all of these sites if you want to try out importing models from Half-Life 2 or Left 4 Dead 2. I'm not sure if it works on other games, but for this tutorial I'm only gonna try it out on Half-Life 2 and Left 4 Dead 2. So yeah, now let's start importing. So I have Blender opened here and I have the add-on already installed. Just have to go to add-ons. Make sure you've downloaded the zip file for the add-on, by the way, and just look for it. Just press this install and look for the zip file. In my case, it should be this one. Just install add-on, and it will install the add-on, and then this will show up, which you have to check to enable the add-on. So yeah. So yeah, the first thing we need to do is to unpack files from the game directories, and in order to do that, we're going to need Crowbar. So I'm gonna open Crowbar here. I'm just gonna I'm gonna run it as administrator, just to make sure that that's one of the stuff that happened on the older version of the tutorial is that they encountered issues, and running as administrator fixed the issue. So I'm just gonna do that here. So yeah, now you have to go to unpack, the unpack tab right here. And I do hope everything's working fine on the stream and the audio is working. Anyways, yeah. Well, let's head over to the unpack tab. Hit browse of the package. You have to find the package where you have to find where the the game that you wanna. I mean, in our case, it's Half-Life 2, so I'm gonna find game, which I finally own now. On the previous tutorial, I actually just used a demo version, but right now I own all of Half-Life 2 stuff. I bought it, and yeah, we're gonna head over to the Steam folder to import those files. And then Steam apps, common, and then Half-Life 2. Then head over to the HL2 folder. Hey there, William. Welcome to the stream, or is it William? It's William. So yeah, we're gonna and the package, the VPK file. We're actually looking for a VPK file, and the VPK file that I opened to get the models is actually this one. Wait, I'm gonna just check that for now. No, it's not that one. It's not the pack dir. It's probably HL2 pack misc dir directory or whatever. Anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna select models here, and then on this part here, you can see all the models. This should all be the models. There's the model for the advisor, for the airboat. There's for Alex. But for the sake of like being consistent to the thumbnail that I used, I'm just gonna unpack the antlion files. So I'm gonna pick everything about the antlion, like all the antlion files right here. I'm gonna pick that. I'm gonna unpack that, so that I have to unpack this, so there's no issue, so that everything's like a complete file. And I think it really is. You really have to unpack everything that it is on that about model. So yeah, hey there, Nasser Rubli. I don't know how to pronounce your name, man, but yeah, thanks for the messages that you actually sent on Instagram. They're really pumped me up. So yeah, anyways, let's unpack the antlion model. So yeah, before pressing unpack, by the way, you have to select where you're going to unpack the files. So I'm gonna do that right now, and I actually did this already. So I'm just gonna go. You use a different folder for this. I'm gonna name it import. So, and then I'm gonna name this HL2 for Half-Life 2. This is going to be the folder where I'm gonna be saving or unpacking the files. So, and then I'm gonna write on antlion, and then new folder. I'm gonna put all the files that I unpacked from the VPK file on a folder named compiled, because later we have to decompile it before we can import it to Blender. So yeah, I'm just gonna select that folder, compiled, open, and then everything should be set. And now we can press unpack, and that should be really fast, but it's already finished. A crowbar would say it's finished, and yeah, everything's fine. Everything is running away. I don't think there's any errors. You just have to not push any other stuff here. So yeah, after unpacking the files should be on here now. Import, compiled models. Yeah, see, so it's unpacked here right now. And yeah, for those who will just arrive, we're actually importing models, from the game Half-Life 2 and Left 4 Dead 2. You're gonna import it to Blender so that we can use it for a video or any animations that you want to use it with. So yeah, anyways, let's keep going. So yeah, the files are here, unpacked. We have to go back to crowbar now to decompile it. So we now going to head over to the decompile tab, and then select the folders where the compiled files are. I'm calling it compiled because because there's a process of decompiling, and yeah, never mind. Hope you get it. Anyways, I'm gonna head over to the compiled folder where all the unpacked files are. So yeah, I'm just gonna select the folder, open, make sure folder selected here. Actually, I think it's default, so you don't have to touch anything here. So yeah, now we've set the folder where Crowbar will be looking for the files to decompile for Blender later. So yeah, after that, we're gonna select the output folder. HL2, we need to go back to our import folder right here, HL2 Antlion, and we're gonna make a new folder named Decompiled. And then yeah, just select open, and that should set the folder to decompile here, so that we can, you know, the files that will be produced as we press this decompile button here will be put in decompiled folder. So yeah, anyways, yeah, don't it's really advisable not to touch any of this stuff here. Everything is pretty set, I think. I'm not really that knowledgeable about what this stuff do, but it's not, if you want to import files without any hitch, I think it's best to not touch this. But of course, if you're like knowledgeable about this stuff, you can tweak around if you want. But yeah, we're just gonna decompile the file now. It's gonna take not that much time, and now we're ready to go and head over to Blender. So yeah, now we're in Blender. The files are decompiled now. It should be here. Now the decompiled folder is filled with files. Let's head over to Blender. We're gonna have to delete the default cube for this. Sorry for those who value the value of default cube. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna head over to File, Import, and if you've turned on or installed the Blender Source Tools add-on, this should come out in the import settings here. So we're just gonna select Source Engine right here, and I'm gonna head over to our import folder to import the files. So yeah, we're gonna head to the decompiled, and I'm just gonna select the Antlion.qc. This is the only thing I'm gonna select, and I'm gonna press import. So yeah, this might take a little bit of time. Just a little bit of time. And there we go. There are some errors. I don't know what they are, but they're not big of an issue for me, because now the model is right here in Blender. I just have to turn off some of this collections here, because it created different collections for different like levels of details for the Antlion. Even imported the animations. I'm not sure why it did this, but you can ignore that. That doesn't really, you can't really see that in the viewport. These are like the animations, I think. I think there's Nazar, I think there's a default cube short film out there on the internet somewhere. I think CG Matter, was it CG Matter? Yeah, CG Matter made a short film, I think. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm not sure. Anyways, I'm just gonna turn off the Antlion references. Robo Soldier, yes, you can play the animations. I'm gonna show you that later on. So I'm just gonna continue here. I think LOD 1 is the highest version of the model, so I'm just gonna turn off. Actually, not I think, it's actually the higher version of the model. I'm just gonna turn off wing reference. So I'm gonna turn off the other LODs, and it's okay not to turn that off. This is actually this is the armature for the Antlion, so you can actually move the Antlion. These are all the bones. You can move it, and there's no issues or whatever. So yeah, just for reference, I'm gonna turn on some of the LODs here. So this is LOD 4, and as you can see, it's kind of like the low poly version of the Antlion. If you like set it or something, but that's not really important for us right now, because the only purpose that I'm importing the models is so I can put them on a video. So yeah, now we have the model. It's got the armature. We can move around the bones to check if things are going well, and as you can see, it is. Now I'm gonna head over to animation here, and the Antlion model is actually really big, so I'm just gonna quickly set up the camera here so we can see the Antlion here. I'm gonna I'm gonna turn up the clipping here so that we can see the antlion. Just gonna do that there, and excuse me. And yeah, in order to check if the animations are there, I'm gonna head over to if you head to the animation workspace here, everything's set up. You don't have to touch that, and it's already set to dope sheet. So we're just gonna have to change that to action editor to access all the animations of the models. Yeah, unlike the previous version of the tutorial, I had an issue with the animation, importing the animation. They didn't work. But right now, if you what shall I choose? Just the attack then. Yeah, if you choose one of these actions, as you can see that it's working. There's if you want to see the keyframes, you just have to control tab to post mode of the bones, and then as you can see, the animations are working. There's the attack animation. This walk east, walk north, walk in. They just use walk north. Let's choose walk north, and look at the antlion walking here. Yeah, everything's working. So yeah, that's it. The animations are working. Everything's fine. I'm gonna just go back to idle. I'm gonna go back to idle here. So yeah, this is the idle animation. So yeah, animations are working. Now we can head over to, oh yeah, I have to save. Saving is important. So yeah, I'm gonna have to save here. I'm gonna go back to the import folder, import HL2 antlion, and yeah, save your blend file. You never know what happens if you don't save your blend file. It's actually really important. So yeah, now we've saved our blend file, and we can see that the animations are working. Now we need to put the texture. So in order to do that, we need to go back to crowbar actually, because we need to unpack. So you select unpack again. We need to unpack the textures, and in order to do that, I'm going to head over to the Half-Life 2 folder again and open the textures here, and textures directory. So I've selected the textures directory VPK file, and then this shows up. There's materials, and then I'm gonna head down to inside materials. I'm gonna head down to model, and then antlion folder, and I'm just gonna export all of this. So yeah, I gotta set the output folder for the compiled textures. So I'm gonna do that as well. We're in the import folder, antlion, compiled, and I'm just gonna select compiled, because it's gonna put crowbar is gonna put, you're gonna use the folders here to put these files in. So yeah, if everything's set, unpack, and it's a quick one. And if we check on the folder again, it should all be here. The materials or the texture should be here, but Blender cannot read VTF files. So what we're gonna need to do is to open VTF edit this time. So yeah, I'm just gonna head over to the folder where I unzipped the VTF edit file, which is inside the crowbar file actually. But yeah, you can just unzip the folder, select the desired, if it's 64-bit or 30-bit, up to you. If you have 64-bit system, then you have you're gonna want to use the 64-bit one. So yeah, Robo Soldier, yes, of course you can make your own animations with it, because as you can see, the model has a rig. So if a model has a rig, you can definitely make your own animations with it. The downside is probably the amount of bones that the model have, because of these sphere-like bones. It's gonna be tedious to animate. But yeah, for example, just gonna close this. I'm gonna even if you close the action, it won't be deleted, so it's fine to do that. And then you can go back to dope sheet and control tab to post mode, and I'm gonna press I to add an I'm gonna add a keyframe to animate this. I'm gonna move here just to show you that it can be done. So this is the main bone, I think, the root bone, the one that controls every other bone, or the main parent bone. So yeah, you can just, you know, when do this and erase. I probably have to turn on the auto keyframe here. Make sure that's saved. Okay, I'm just gonna eye that. I'm gonna add keyframe that. And I'm gonna just to kind of just to show you that yes, it can be animated. This is the head. So yeah, I'm just gonna do that, and there, as you can see, it can be animated. You can make your own animations with it if you don't want to use the saved animation. But you know, if you're not really that great at animating, you can just use one of these guys here. It's already animated nicely. So yeah, let's go back to idle, and let's that's a dig idle. That's not what I want. I'm gonna go back to idle because idle animations are fun. So yeah, anyways, going back to adding texture to this thing. I've opened VDF edit, and we are going to convert the files, the VTF files, the VTF texture files. So in order to check if the files are fine, we can open it from VTF edit. Actually, I'm gonna just head over to the directory where I saved it, compiled, materials, models, antlion, and that should be here. Double click this and it should show you there. The textures are looking nice. And in order to convert all of these textures, you know, without having to like doing them one by one, all you can do is you can head over to tools, convert folder, and then you have to select the folder, the whole folder where you saved all the VTF texture files. I'm gonna select materials. It's gotta be in the antline folder. Select that. I'm gonna select an output folder where the files are gonna be saved. The converted texture files will be saved. And head over to import once again, and this time I'm gonna put it on decompiled and make a new folder and name it textures. Textures. Okay. And then I got it. And I'm gonna be converting it into a PNG file. You can probably experiment on a TGA, but I think PNG is enough for this purpose. So yeah, I'm just gonna export the texture now. After everything is set, press convert, and this should take not that much time. I can close this now, and now we can just apply the texture, because now if we check the folder where we saved the texture files, now in PNG, you can see that it's here. It's now readable. Blender can now read it, and you can even open it. So yeah, we're gonna head over to the shading tab in Blender just to add the texture. I'm gonna select the antlion mesh, and I'm gonna go over to the material properties here. I'm gonna select use node, and I'm gonna put the image file here. You can either use this drop down list here, texture, and then select image texture and then open the file. You can do that, or you can just open the texture folder and select the texture you want. Maybe this would be nice, and then drop it on Blender, and it's here. And now I just have to connect this to the base color, and there you go. We also need to add the bump map, and instead of connecting the bump map here and the principled BSDF, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna put that instead on displacement, because it works beautifully if it's connected there instead of here. And in order to control the strength of that, I'm just gonna go to a math converter, and make it multiply, and just, you know, increase the values to increase the like the influence of the bump map. Yes, Nasser, this is Blender 2.82 that I'm working on right now. I'm always working on the latest versions because of the bug fixes and other stuff, other awesome Blender stuff. Yeah, right now our antlion has a texture, We can even control the specularity here if you want. I'm gonna just increase the roughness. And there we go. Yeah, now you can even add some HDRIs. I'm gonna add some HDRI to show off more the awesomeness of this thing. You can select this, and there you can add it on your scene if you want. Like make videos of it, because that's the purpose of why I'm doing this, to use it for like a video. I've actually used the Antline Antline model already on a video from the past. It's one of my contents, which I call a very amateur video. I can probably quickly show you what that video is. Wait just a minute. It should be in AVAV. Is it in 2016? No, it's way back. It's a video I made way back. It should be here now. And Antline. I used it on this video right here. Wait. Oh no, it's on the other. So yeah. I use this model. So yeah, you can watch this on my main channel if you want to check that out. But yeah, there's the Antline model, and it's ready for whatever it is you want to do. If you want to put it on your video or make an animation with it, and just do that. You can even use the animations that was imported with it from the game. There's like a whole lot of stuff here. Like run. Wait, it's not working. That's because I did not select the bone. So yeah, some animations may be glitching. Oh wait, this is not glitching. It's actually keyframes of the head turn, which probably the game can call inside the game. It's probably connected to the I don't know. I'm not really that. I'm not really knowledgeable about this stuff. So yeah, and now we're done with Half-Life 2. We are going to try and import a model from Left 4 Dead 2. So yeah, I'm just gonna go new and general again, and then open up a new Blender file here. And now we're going to unpack files from Left 4 Dead. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and over. So yeah, like Half-Life 2, you just have to go to the Unpack tab, hit browse on the package, and look for the files inside Left 4 Dead 2 folder. So yeah, I'm just gonna go to the Left 4 Dead 2 folder, Left 4 Dead 2, and then I'm gonna open the directory. I always open the directory files. And for Left 4 Dead 2, all the files are in one VPK file. Actually, the models right here. So yeah, which infected. For the sake of consistency, I'm just gonna import a tank model, because that's what I did. So for that, just like Half-Life 2, if you want to import the tank model, which is actually named as Hulk in the files here, you're gonna have to import all of the files that is named Hulk. So I'm just gonna look for all of that here, so find it. So it's gonna be displayed here. I'm gonna select all of that. I'm gonna select a folder where I'm going to save that. I'm gonna create a new folder, name it L4D2. A new folder, name this compiled, and then open. And then if everything's set, output folder and package file, all great. Now we can unpack, and I'm just gonna check if everything's imported there. L4D2 compiled models infected, and there we go. We'll have all the Hulk files, which is the tank. So yeah, this here, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry if it's wrong. The HDRI reminds me of your short test videos with Little Princess. I'm not sure about that. A Little Princess. Did you mean Boots or my little sister? Wait. Did you mean the Big Bug video? I mean the Unicorn Island video? But yeah, I actually made an HDRI file for the Unicorn Island, so I can use it for for stuff. So yeah, if you wanna actually download HDRI files, there's a nice site which is HDRI Haven. Uh, you can download you can download HDRIs from that site without any issues. It's a really cool site, and yeah, support the guys who's making it using their just by donating to them. And yeah, if you also want to support me in my endeavors, you can do that through KoFi, or through through the super chat, I think, if you can, and if you want to support me on stuff. But yeah, anyways, I've unpacked the model files. So to make stuff easier later on, I'm also gonna unpack the texture files, which is going to be inside the material folder here in the same pack file. In the case of Left 4 Dead 2, so I'm just gonna head on over to. So we're inside the materials, and then we're gonna head to the models folder, and then the infected folder, and there should be a folder named Hulk. We just have to select that. I'm gonna select this, select everything, and then I'm gonna, and yes, it's still gonna be incompiled, so we don't need to change the output folder. Now I'm gonna press unpack, and if we check the compiled file, it's gonna be here inside the materials folder, following how the folders are, following the hierarchy of folders in the pack file. So yeah, after unpacking all the files we need for Left 4 Dead 2, we are going to head over to the decompile and select the folders where the where the compiled models files are. So I'm just gonna select infected. The MDL files are right here. Open that, and then I'm gonna have to make a new decompiled folder for this, for D2, new folder, decompiled, and then yeah, that's all fine. Now we press decompile, and everything should be fine. Once it's done moving, or say that it's finished here, we can head over to Blender to import the tank. So yeah, I'm gonna delete the default cube again. Sorry about that. Any of you who are offended by that, I'm sorry. Anyways, import source engine. I'm gonna head over to the folder again, import folder for the L4D2 decompiled, and I'm going to select Hulk.qc. So and select import. So this is going to import just the model. So here, as you can see, there is the tank model. So I'm gonna remove the LOD2 and the reference, turn that off, and then also turn off the Hulk physics. And there we have the tank file. This is the tank file on its rest pose. It's not T-posing, which is fine. Anyways, if we check the animation of this, we can't. There's actually no animation imported with it. If you just select the tank QC, and to fix that, first we need to save. Just gonna save tank here. Select save tank, save Blender file, and now that it's saved, if you check here, there's no animations, there's no actions in here, just like the antlion. But you actually need for the Left 4 Dead 2 files, you actually need to. There's actually an extra step, which is to import the animations as well, and you do that by going back to the decompiled folder, and instead of Hulk QC, now we select the anim Hulk.qc and then import. And this one will take a while. This will make Blender say that it is not responding. Yeah, this will make Blender freeze as it does the stuff, as it imports all the animations. So yeah, it's gonna take a while, a little bit while than usual. Just have to do this to buy time. Anyways, yes. Just don't touch this. Don't close Blender while this is happening. If this happens to you as well. But yeah, after it's done, it's gonna go back here, and as you can see, the tank is on a position where it's it's in the death pose because the death pose is selected in the action here. So yeah, after that, all the animations are here. Some of them may not be great. It does this. I'm not sure why, but since I don't really need the flinch chest animation, I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. But yeah, now you have the tank's death pose, which is not also working. I think the death pose that are working are just wait, death pose. There's a lot of death poses here. Was it death pose or death? Oh yeah, that's there. The death running. Death poses don't work, but other death stuff works. And it stops right there because I think the game changes this to a ragdoll after at this moment. So yeah, as you can see, the animations, the running one, the main ones that you might need for your animations if you wanna make one are gonna be working. So yeah, there's a death animation right here as well. If you're playing Left 4 Dead, this will be a very familiar animation. There's walk animations right here. So yeah, those are working nicely. There's even a melee, Hulk melee. Is this? No, that's not the one. It's this one. This one works. So yeah, the animations are working. If you're making a video or something, you can use this. And also for the texture, you can go to VDF edit again and convert it into a readable file for Blender, to be able to read it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the whole thing. Decompile. It should be in compiled materials, and sorry about that. And Hulk, and then select the folder where we are going to save that. Decompiled. I'm gonna save it here. I'm gonna make a new folder, name it textures. Press OK, set it to PNG, convert. And this is gonna take a little bit while. And we can close that now. And then we can add a texture to our tank. So we're gonna do that. Texture use nodes. And I'm gonna go open that folder. Just gonna drag and drop the file, the texture file here. L4D2. It's in decompiled textures, and I'm just gonna drag and drop both of this files. Did it work? No. I think you can't drag and drop two files. So yeah, I'm just gonna connect that to the base color right there, and I'm gonna get the bump, the normal map, plug it into displacement, and that should give you the tank. I'm also gonna plug the normal on specular because it kind of has a nice effect to it. And I want to control the influence of that bump map or normal map. Set it to 2. And there you have it. And as you can see, we have the tank. And you can add it on your footage or whatever. But yeah, so you can see the animations are working, texture is looking nice. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it for the importing of the stuff. And yeah, hopefully this is useful to some of you guys. It's probably not that useful for some of you who are hoping to like also export the models after doing changes to it. I don't know how to. I'm on that area is not already. I cannot. I'm not really that knowledgeable about that, or I don't really have any knowledge about that area, so I can't help you with that. But if you want to import the models to use for your films or short films or fan short films of the games, then this method, well, you've already seen how you can do it. You can import the models, use the animations from the game itself. So yeah, I think that's all there is that I need to share for now. And yeah, as I said, I promised that I'm gonna be remaking the tutorial. Here's a full tutorial, no cuts and not having I didn't or no fancy stuff. I just want to live stream it so I can immediately publish it on here on YouTube. And I did this because I'm busy right now working on the Underland project, which some of you may not or may not know. I'm pretty sure Nasser Ruble, or however your name is pronounced. I'm sorry about that. However your name is pronounced, or I'm pretty sure Nasser knows about the Underland project because of the stuff you've been saying on Instagram, on the messages that you sent. Thank you. Once again, thank you for that. Your words mean a lot, and yeah, I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm really busy with the Underland project. That's why I did this quick live stream tutorial. So I think that's all that I need to tell, and I've already shared to you all of my knowledge regarding the importing of models from Half-Life 2 or Left 4 Dead 2. And yeah, there's nothing really much to say. So yeah, thanks for watching. My name is MJ Vilchas, and yeah, gotta go keep working on the Underland project because I still need to animate lots of shots. So yeah, goodbye.